U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Before the end of October, all users who place an order for FC26 coins on U7Buy for their first order of FC26 coins can enjoy a plus 10% coin bonus. Using my discount code Inception can get an additional 8% discount. Okay, guys, so to date, we have two different center backs that we're probably going to be checking out. This account, we still had fodder for this account, which is fantastic to be able to do this review. But this account's probably going to be turning into a content account as well, just so I can kind of do content on both since we don't really do RTG stuff that much. So Huijsen is a 5-star weak foot, so maybe putting him here might be more ideal. Normally, you know, strong foot on the strong side, but it always depends on the center backs that you have. Because he has the weak foot, I do like that. Stopper is his defensive thing. Not really too concerned about roles that much right now. Stopper would be... Let's take a look and see what stopper is specifically. Okay, so a ball-winning center back who will step forward from the defensive line. I don't know about that one right now, EA, because that one right now with the current meta is a little bit crazy. But yeah, so pinged pass, he has intercept. That's like a really big one, to be honest with you. Intercept, block, and a slide tackle. Doesn't have anticipate or a jockey, but is a lengthy player while being 6'6". So you're going to increase his pace, his defense to be as high as possible, and then you're basically going to go from there, right? So the SBC, it didn't seem too expensive. I think it was like, what was it, like 50K, I think? Yeah, 51K to be exact, right? So yeah, I'm very curious to see how he plays in the defensive positions. I'm going to try out a tactic anyways, and if the tactic isn't good, then we're screwed. But yeah, it's a defensive review anyway, so if people attack me, then we can kind of just try him out in that way. So yeah, let's go see how he plays, man. Hopefully he's a beast. Huijsen is pushing forward to help with the attack. Okay. He actually just came... I don't know if I actually pressed R1 for him to come close there. I was a little strange. That was a little weird. I was trying to get the ball there with Marquinhos, but Huijsen still did well. He's really big, eh? Like, this is a tall dude, man. 6'6", no kidding, bro. This guy's huge in game. There it is. Claudia Pina. Claudia Pina. Huijsen first to it. I say I don't want to use the wide formations, but dude, when you're play, you could just... The amount of... I don't know what it is. It's like maybe they have to change the way that these narrow formations work, but like, dude, it's so easy to attack against them. It's crazy. There you go. I have to get that direct challenge there. Nice. Oh. Absolute beauty there. Good reach. That's from me actually tackling there too. I think I got a touch there with him. Could be wrong. Kind of funny, his body to body there is actually pretty good. Physical engagement was solid. I'll take that. By the way, is where it gets a little bit more annoying to use him is more so... Not annoying, but like that's just kind of like what he is. Oh, that was not the right person. A little bit late there. It's just the jockey part, right? Like you have to like really time your advance defending a certain way with him because he's so tall, right? He definitely moves in a very like lengthy sort of way when it comes to like that transition speed. So that's where it's going to be like the main thing that you would have to work with the height that he has, right? But with that, you also get like more reach. Your challenges can be more aggressive, right? But just be careful that when you are aggressive with him, again, the jockey speed afterwards, that's where it's a little bit shaky, I would say, right? So it's that part, right? Oh, and then I try to use advanced swing there and get cooked. Almost concede there. But yeah, you have to kind of like time your advanced defending a certain way because you can like spam the X button or the A button if you're on Xbox a certain way where you just have to time it in a way where you can actually like transition with him, right? And we'll take that goal there with Claudia Pina. I'm gonna switch this and use him on the right side just to see what it's like. I just want to see what he's like. Marquinhos does what Marquinhos have. Yeah. Figures. Yeah, I just want to check out a few things here and there. Nice challenge. Yeah. You gotta like time your transition with him with the without the jockey, right? You gotta time it a little bit. I did that challenge in advance too, my goodness. We're good. Those ones are always dangerous, man. I'm telling you, people always the way that people are attacking against you most of the times is just caught in the transition. Wish if EA like if EA found a way to like nerf that specific playstyle from people, like, oh man. Game would cook. That still worked out. I tried to get the earlier challenge there with him, but okay, guys, so final verdict on the Huijsen card. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name is Huijsen. Every time I watch the Portuguese commentators, they say it like that, but if I'm wrong, correct me, you know? Okay, so a few things to mention. Okay, because this is like the main thing that you notice with this card when we're looking at it from like a meta perspective. Now, obviously with this card being a 54k SBC, not super expensive, right? Like you're gonna have fodder in your club that's going to make this SBC significantly cheaper, and it's going to be really cool for a lot of people to use as a Real Madrid center back, right? I will say just a few things, and again, this is going to be really personal preference based on like what people want their players to do, and be mindful that at the end of October or at some point, EA is going to be making a transitioning jockey movement change to the game, so it could transform the card in that way, right? It's hard to see into the future when it comes to that. The main thing that is sometimes a problem with this card, and this is because of how big he is just the transitioning speed, right? Jockey movement from left and right, it feels heavy to move him sometimes, right? Because, you know, sometimes you'll do the comparison, like I'll go to someone like Eder Militão, right? And if you go to Eder Militão's card, just this version right here, this card doesn't have jockey, but you guys know that Eder Militão's body type and height isn't the same as Huijsen. Huijsen's like a bigger dude in the game, right? With Eder Militão being able to transition quickly with this card, it just feels like is more helpful to work with in that sort of sense, right? Now, where you'll notice Huijsen being good is going to be in physical engagements or body-to-body engagements, right? Because of how big he is in game as well as his body type, right? Like, honestly, he's massive. I didn't expect him to be that big in game. I definitely noticed more of a positive change when I moved him into the right center back position, because for me, it's always nice to have like strong foot on the strong side as much as possible. Where I think a card like this is going to benefit the most from, to be honest with you, is mainly going to be in like 5-back sort of formations, because you don't worry about transition speeds as much. But if you use any sort of formation that I would say is not a 4-2-3-1, for instance, with 2 CDMs, that's where you have to be more careful. I'm not saying that he's bad, right? I'm just saying you have to be more careful with that part of the card specifically, because when you use these center backs like Pacho, for instance, right? His transition speed comes from jockey, but it also comes from bruiser, because when you're using advanced defending and you're tapping the A or the X, you're creating more agility and strength towards the jockey, because you have those two working together, because you'll tap X a little bit, or A, just to kind of go body to body, but then you'll let go of it and hold the L trigger so that you can jockey quickly with him afterwards on that jockey playstyle. And he has the anticipate to work with in that sense too. Very similar situation to the Marquinhos card, right? And this is only us looking at it from a meta perspective. Marquinhos also has the jockey, the intercept, and anticipate. That's why a lot of people meta-wise are choosing to use players like Pacho and Marquinhos, because those playstyles are very relevant on the card, right? But like I said, with Huijsen, that's the main concern with him, right? But we'll see, because later on, it might not be as big of an issue with the defensive change in the future, because with the transitioning speed, it could be significantly better. So imagine having better jockey speed, but then you have a player that's as massive as he is for some of those physical engagements, because where he'll be helpful is in some of these intercepting opportunities, some of these block opportunities, because he's a bigger dude, right? So if someone takes a strike, you have more of a chance of being able to block out those opportunities. So if you don't mind working with the jockey transitioning speed of the card will still perform well in the center back position in that sense. But I'm just telling you guys that that's the main thing that I was noticing when using him in the defensive areas in comparison to some of the other defensive cards as well. So as a Real Madrid card, it'll still be really cool for some people to use, because now they can use like Eder Militao with Huijsen, because like I said, guys, most of the SBCs that they release, they're usable in their own sort of ways, right? But I'm here to tell you like the things that you're going to want to work with when using these sort of cards, right? But yeah, defensive animations for like blocks, for passing, the passing was pretty good too. Block, obviously, because he's a bigger body type, so he can work with more stuff when it comes to that, specifically because he's massive. Yeah, that sort of stuff is still pretty cool. So as an SBC, guys, for 54K, I still think it's very reasonably priced, 100%, because again, when you put fodder into it, you decrease the price significantly, and then the card's like what, like 25K left? Can't really go wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'm going to see if I can get the Calafiori video out for you guys as well, okay? Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.